Alrighty, welcome back to the next installment of English Tutorials. Today we'll be going over basically what you need to do to start. Now, there's some tutorials out here, and this is mine that we'll basically be covering. So now that you've come into learning a little bit more about the wiki and how to operate the app, we're going to go into what you should do when you first start out. Now, the first thing is you need to find a party. Now, whatever state you're in, it's best to join an experienced party when starting out. There's a lot of people that will start out and want to join their own party, make their own party. And this is good. It's good enthusiasm. It's good initiative. But this game can be very complicated at first. And also, it's good to be with experienced players as there's a lot to learn. So when you first start out, you want to find basically one of the biggest parties that have the strongest and most experienced players. So you can click on the parties of your state at the time, and you could be able to see the top parties and the biggest parties. Here in America right now, one of the best parties to be in is either Guardians of America, and Dochi is a really strong one, but it's very here and there with them. There's School and Arrows, there's the Citadel of Ricks, and there's a bunch of other ones. I mean, it's just how you want to play. There's a lot of good parties, a lot of good players, but you want to start off with one of the bigger parties and just learn from experienced players. It's the best thing you can possibly do to start out. Now, once you picked a party and gotten in, first thing you want to look at is your perks. You want to get these up. Now when you start, these perks will be at 30 each. The first thing you want to do is get your endurance up to 50. Now why you want to do this is, as you're working right now, you won't gain as much gold as you are spending in energy drinks. As once you get to 50, it's an even 30 gold for 300 energy drinks, which is exactly even. You'll start to make more as you go along, depending on the state bonus, depending on your work experience, and everything else. It's just, you want to get that to 50 first. After you do all of that, you want to get them all to 50 and then all to 100. Once you get them all to 100, you can be able to use your education to work in state departments, and that will come in helpful for your state later on. Now, once you're focusing on your perks and all of this, you got them going on timers, you want to come and work. Now, as you're first starting out, until you're level 60, you will only be able to work gold mines. Once you hit level 60, then there's a lot more options, but for now, you'll be focusing on gold mines. Now, if you have premium, you'll be able to work in automatic mode, which basically it auto uses 300 energy every 10 minutes, or more so like 290 energy to 300 energy, depending on your state bonuses. But in so fact, if you don't have premium, you also only have 200 energy instead of 300, or as you can see, I have 3. So when you go ahead and work, we'll go ahead and hit the button here. Now, this is the screen that you'll pop up with. Now, you have right here, which is how much you earn. Oops. This is how much you earn, how much gold you earn, how much your state autonomy comes, and how much your state incomes, and how much the factory income is. So this is very important to work as much as possible, as you'll earn money, you earn gold. As you get higher levels, you can earn resources and be able to make some really good money off of it. So, but for now, you just want to focus on gold mines, getting some money up, and getting some soldiers up. Also, as well, if you do have premium, another big thing is right here, which is military training. This is the fastest way to level. If you have the money, buy some troops, which you can do in the storage, you just scroll down here, click on the storage, and these are all troops right here. You'll want to go ahead and buy tanks because they're the cheapest, most effective, and most universal. Buy some tanks, and then you come here to military training. And then once you're here, you use the amount that you're able to do with your A damage. And you just want to click on here. And usually it'll autofill if you have the energy. Sometimes it won't. You got to type it in. But you just click on auto once per hour. And it'll automatically attack once per hour using that amount of troops. And it won't use any energy at all. And it'll just be kind of free experience for your troops. So now that you're starting to get into it, also something else you want to do is you'll have these right here, which is your quests. You want to be able to do this daily. Check in here. Military academies. Once you're level 40, you can be able to build and you'll get free gold and everything every day. It adds up. You get free gold and energy drinks. Your state departments, as I was saying earlier, with your 100 education, you could come here and work state departments. State departments they're bonuses for the state itself. Now, an example, gold. There's a 3.6% bonus right now. That means when you're working gold, you'll get a 3.6% bonus to it. And then what this does is it helps the state, but it also helps you, as eventually you'll start to make more gold per every time you work, and that can add up to more energy drinks, which means more money for you, or more gold for perks or factories if that's the way you want to go. It all depends, but it's very important to check on those every single day. You'll have what's called the first article quest, which you'll have to come here and write your first article. Put some effort into it. I mean, there's a lot of people that'll just come and just post anything and it'll get downvoted sometimes. There's a big problem with the base a few months ago that would just downvote these low effort articles, and it would discourage a lot of players, and we don't want to do that. We want you to learn and stay and play. We want the player base. So you just come here and you have a title and say you're a new player, and you just type in whatever you want to say. I'm just gonna put a bunch of bullshit, just whatever. But type here, you put in what you want to say, and you press publish. You can always preview so it sees what the article is gonna say beforehand. But I will go into next video all about creating articles, making it nice and pretty, and all of that. That's coming in the next episode, so don't worry if you just wait. Now, another thing we want to look at, and we're going to come here real quick. I should have explained this a little bit more in the last episode, but this is called Dexheim. He's a big producer and helpful for running rival region bots, calculators, a bunch of stuff. Now you can always come here to dexheim.ru, and when you come here, it's going to be in Russian. Go ahead and translate. What this is basically a bot. Bots are completely legal in the game. Now, I don't suggest to use a bot. I suggest you use premium and do it like anybody else. Bots are kind of frowned on in a lot of the communities, but it is totally legal for you to do. I won't put more into it. One thing that I am going to put into it is down here. Come here to calculators, and you go to English, and this will help you a lot down the line here, as it'll tell you the cost of perks for gold if you put money into it and want to upgrade your stats faster and quicker and become stronger. It'll tell you a calculator for your gold, and then you can just type in what your education and all these stats, and it'll calculate up and tell you how many days and how much gold it will take per. And you got cost of factories if you build factories, damages in war, buildings, regions, cost of private buildings, and all this. It's a very helpful calculating site, especially if you want to put some investment into it, which is what this game is practically about. So, another thing I'm going to show you before we end this video is our official newspaper here, called the English RR Tutorials. We have created this to try to give you another aspect. If you ever get lost, you can always come here and be able to check in and catch up on anything that these videos go ahead and post. You can go ahead and go here. I will try to post this link into as many descriptions and videos as I can, so you can always check in. We have posted only a few so far, but this is basically covering what this is done here, and you can always just catch up a little bit here. So, but that will be it for today, and next episode we'll go ahead and talk about creating articles, how to make them a little bit pretty, how to add effects, bigger words like this, or be able to just add pictures, videos, all of that. So stay tuned for the next one.